Hello from Vienna. I'm so excited to be here today at Smart City Summit. Yeah, in the next 12 minutes, you will hear a little bit about SPAROX, about our innovation journey, about the key success factors. My name is Sonja Zahradník. I'm responsible for SPAROX and for SPAROX 3D, and I've been responsible for this for 3 years. Yeah, I have a background in economics, but I have a big passion for technology. So now I will take you on our innovation journey. We started around 3 years ago with SPAROX and SPAROX 3D, where we developed the idea within an internal innovation challenge of Wien Energy, where I came up with the idea of 3D printing of spare parts. We started with the evaluation of possible use cases as soon as possible, and at the same time we also started with the building of needed knowledge. We evaluated the availability of spare parts together with other plant operators in the German-speaking area, and together we came to the conclusion that the consequences of missing spare parts can be really big. In worst case, it's even possible that to lose the profit contribution for the time of a shutdown. But more often we have to deal with a plant conversion due to missing spare parts, and such a plant conversion can be really cost intensive, both investment-wise and personnel-wise, due to a lengthy search and higher cost. So based on these learnings, we built a platform, SPAROX, as a marketplace for spare parts and services with integrated 3D printing technology under the name of SPAROX 3D. SPAROX and with SPAROX 3D is the solution for the problems originated from missing spare parts, because the platform and the technology help to increase the availability and spare parts and so helps to eliminate hold-ups. So, and before I tell you more about the key success factors, I would like to ask you all in the audience, what does additive and manufacturing mean to your local public utilities or to your company? So I would like to ask you to start a poll. So it's a slider poll. Feel free to jump into the slider poll. I'm very excited to see the results. And give them a bit of time. Yes. So, and before we see the results of the slider poll, I will give you some insights which key factors made SPAROX and SPAROX 3D successful. First of all, we started very soon with the identification of the use cases. Yeah, so the use cases, we try to identify them on a really high level in order to identify then the first relevant use cases, concrete use cases quickly. Yeah, and like everywhere, it's a question of resources. So if you like to implement this technology also in your company, then you have to find the right people. It's extremely important, and also to get a budget. And purchasing on a first 3D printer, it could be also a small 3D printer, a desktop 3D printer is also a good idea. Yeah, and because I'm an economist, we immediately also started with the calculation of savings along the whole process. And as next, we built an functional network. Yeah, as you see here, the market network on the slides, as well as the online platform SPAROX. So we could offer our 3D printing inside of Wien Energy and also outside of Wien Energy. And we started with the implementation of this technology also in Wiener Stadtwerke, so companies like Wiener, for example. And it's important to understand this is a wheel. Yeah. So with a bigger network, you generate new use cases, then you have additional resources, and so you can increase the savings. Savings is always a relevant position. Yeah, and also it's this wheel is also quite important because it's a basis for the future scaling. Yeah, and we were proven to be right, because the savings with SPAROX 3D at Wien Energy alone are really substantial. So and now let's see the Slido poll. Okay, I see on the first position is the prototyping with 733%. Yeah, it's very interesting. On the second place, new complex design, product individualization. And on the fifth place is innovation and new business model. So thank you very much to everyone for Slido poll. Yeah, it's quite interesting to see your results, your opinion. And in the next slide, I will show you our experiences. So now I will jump in the most high-flying use cases of SPAROX 3D. Okay, so you can see this now. So at SPAROX 3D, there is a manifold field of application. So starting from the left, you see spare parts. Because spare parts, 3D printing helps to increase the availability, as I already mentioned before, of the needed spare parts. So it helps to reduce the supply time, and it's also suitable for meantime usage. On the second place, you see engineering. Engineering means, in most cases, an increase of efficiency. You see here in the picture, it's a closure. Yeah. So it's this increase of efficiency means that the spare part is more suitable for the needed application. And it's also possible to make a functional integration. That means that you have more parts, yeah, and you print it together in one part, so the break point can be avoided in the future. Yeah, you also have the possibility of geometry freedom, as you probably already know, and also possible to use new materials due to new material compositions. On the next place is emergency. I brought something here for you. You see here this small part. You see it also on the slide. Yeah, it's an end position encoder. And in case of emergency, it's possible to construct, to print, and to deliver such a small part within few hours, as we already did. And yeah, it's a really big success if it's possible to that the plant is it's up and running. Yeah, on the first place you see models. Yeah, it's good, suitable for visualization, for example, for educational context. Next one are tools. Here, in this case, we produce special tools which are not available on the market or not available anymore. And it's quite easy to construct and to produce these tools in comparison to to the traditional technology, manufacturing technology, and so both in metal or in plastic. And the last but not least position is it's my I love this one, a new business model. SPAROX 3D is maybe the best example for this. With SPAROX 3D, we offer construction, we offer production, and we also can help you with implementing the technology within your local public utility, because we have already a broad experience. So we already generated a new new business model, and for us, 3D printing technology is a perfect basis for a future digital business model. Yeah, and on the next slides, I will show you in which fields we generated the biggest savings, as I mentioned before. First of all, through the optimization, it is possible to adapt the spare parts to the need of the plants. So we save money as well as a lot of human resources. On the second place, you see the extension of the product life cycle, because it's easier to print such a small part than to build a new part of the plant. We also see as a relevant factor the sustainability, because you can use the 3D printing technology also is a decentralized technology, so you can print on site. Yeah, and in some cases it's also an additional supply channel. What is really important, it's necessary to calculate the savings along the whole process. That means to start with the demand, yeah, and then the end. This is the maintenance. Yeah, because savings are always relevant. Yeah, it's also relevant for the management. So keep your eye on this. Yeah. And yeah, in case you have any question, you can ask me now after this presentation. And should you have any question at a later point in time, so please feel to contact us. We will help you with the production. We will help you also with implementing this technology because we have, as I already said, a broad experience with the local public utilities. And together we can make the cities more sustainable. So, and now the time is over. Thank you very much for your attention, and let's jump into the questions. I'm already really curious.